Hi all, Les here. I just wanted to go through one specific setting or group of settings with cost averager, and that's the input volume multiplier, essentially. So first off, I just wanted to show you the settings. I'm just using input volume of 0.1 with my volume multiplier at 1.0. What that means is that every trade is going to be exactly the same size. Okay, so essentially not using the volume multiplier. Every trade will be 0.1 lots. And let's just let this trade for a moment and we'll see how it pans out. Two trades open, 3, 4, 5, and 6 trades. So we have, I just had to find somewhere worth sharing to show you this, but so we have 6 trades of open. So we're actually in $300 worth of drawdown. So I'm just going to draw some lines where these trades are. Just so when I change the settings and backtest again, you can see what the difference will be. The trades will all get taken out in exactly the same place. The difference will be in where the profit is taken. Let me see if I can get the market to go right to the bottom line again for me. So what we'd have here at the moment is these 5 trades are in a negative profit. So they're in drawdown. And this one here would be in some profit. I'm just wanting to get this trade right down onto this line, get the market right down onto this line so we can take note of how much drawdown. Because there's going to be 2 differences by using the volume multiplier. 1 will be the amount of drawdown, and 2, where the profit is taken. So in 340, 350. So when the market's right on that line, we're in $362 worth of drawdown. So let's just remember that figure. And now I'm going to let this play out. So that last trade was taken right here. They went into good profit, probably almost at break even. And then we're in drawdown again. Market's going our way. Sort of just hanging in there. Okay, so from where this was taken out, you know, that this was at that last trade was taken out here at about 10 o'clock at night my time. Don't worry about where you are if you're somewhere different. But so, and this is the start of the next day, you know, so this has been like another 8 hours. Would have been 9 hours. So since that last trade was taken out, we went into, you know, almost at break even. And then it's kept trading for another 9, 10. Let's see how long it takes. You know, it could go either way with us or against us. There we go. And we've closed in profit at so that was closed in profit at 5.55. And that last trade was taken out here at 15, so 20, so it was 9 hours over 17 hours from that last trade until it closed in profit. So it all worked. That's fine. You know, it doesn't matter. It played out. We got into $360 of drawdown, and then we eventually took profit. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a line where we took profit, which was that red mark right there. I'll just change the color of that one there. We'll stop that backtesting. I'm just going to save that as a template so that we have those lines on the next backtesting. So if you save a template and you call it tester, then that's what all your testing charts will look like. So all I'm going to change is the volume multiplier to 1.8. Let's call it that. Just want to make sure I don't hit my max loss. And yeah, that'll do. I'll just change that. So the first trade will be 0.1. The next one will be a multiplication of 1.8. So the second one will be 0.18. And then the next one will be a multiplier of that. You get the idea. Okay, and let's just see how this one plays out this time. So we've got our first trade and our second trade. You'll see the buy pop up when it takes it out. They all should be on exactly the same blue line as the blue lines that we made from that first backtesting. Okay, interesting. It just closed those two trades out in profit. Here. On the other settings, we had to wait more than 24 hours to take profit, and we've just banged it out there. That is the difference this makes. Whereas on the other one, we didn't quite hit the take profit mark, you know, the minimum profit. So the market then kept going down and we ended up in more and more drawdown. So that's where the big advantage is. You can close out that profit with a much smaller retracement. And yeah, and now we're working on the second. We made our $10 profit here, more than 24 hours earlier. So it was at 5.55 we took profit the next day. There you go. So it was we made our $10 26 hours earlier than we did on that other setting. And we haven't incurred hardly any drawdown because we've only ever had 2 trades open. Let's let it play out a bit longer. 2 trades open, 3 trades open. Those 3 trades just got closed in profit. So now we've made $20 and had very little drawdown. And now our trends aren't lined up, so we're not getting any more trades. So a few things have happened here. We've had much less drawdown because we've never had more than 3 trades open. We made our first $10. Well, we only made $10 the first time. We made that $10 26 hours earlier. And then we made another $10 here, somewhere, here. So we've doubled our profit. We've had a hell of a lot less drawdown. And because now the trends aren't lined up and we've closed all these trades out, we missed this big movement down here, which is what put us into that big drawdown on that first backtesting. Like I said, I'm not saying it doesn't come with risk, because if we hadn't have closed these out, we would have ended up in a lot more drawdown here, but it would have all worked out fine. We would have closed out earlier still. But in this particular case, we've made twice as much, had a lot less drawdown. We've missed this big movement against us. And all that's happened in a much quicker than it did before, when we had to wait until the next day to take profit. Okay, so that is the advantage of the multiplier. It allows you to take profit on a much smaller retracement, and getting out of trades more regularly allows you to stop trading once the trends don't line up. You often miss this sort of movement that's against you. And in this particular case, we had a lot less drawdown. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes, well, this was a perfect case scenario where using that multiplier was very beneficial. Trading's trading though, and the market doesn't always play out exactly like that. And we may not have taken profit here, and we may have missed profit here, and we might have got into a lot more drawdown here. And if that had happened, we would have probably had we definitely would have had a lot more drawdown, but I can't really go any further, but the market wouldn't have had, like before, the market had to retrace all the way to this red line to take profit. With these new settings and having the bigger trades, these two trades being much bigger, the market would have, we would have taken profit probably about here much sooner. So we would have taken the same amount of profit, so no advantage there, but we would have taken it sooner, which is an advantage, but we would have incurred more drawdown, so that's a disadvantage. So that's worst case, that's what could have happened. But in this particular case, I was trying to explain where the advantage of using it is. Now, I definitely wouldn't recommend using that volume multiplier on all pairs, and definitely not 24 hours a day like I did in that back testing. I just did that during the night so that I could show movement against us. Using a large volume multiplier makes it very close to what I would call a martingale strategy. I'm not a fan of martingale strategies, but when used in conjunction with the other features that cost average have, it can be very beneficial at times on certain pairs. So if you're going to use that volume multiplier, if you're just going to use it as like 1.1, it's not going to make a big difference. So still what I would consider quite safe, and not really what I would call a martingale strategy then. But if you are going to use it, and you're going to use a large multiplier like I did in this test of 1.8, then you need to be aware that it could significantly increase your drawdown, but it could also significantly increase your profits. In this case, we doubled our profits. So what am I trying to say here? I'm recommending that if you're going to use the volume multiplier, you understand how it works, which is what this video is about. And also do some back testing first so that you can see, which pairs it helps on and which pairs it doesn't. Pound yen is a pair where I believe it does make a positive difference, but that's not the case with all pairs. All right, that's all, guys. I just wanted to explain it more and make sure you understood where the risk of using it is as well before you go ahead and use it, because it can appear to be beneficial a lot of the time, and a lot of the time it is, but you also need to understand where that risk is for the times that it doesn't. Otherwise, you could be led into a false sense of security that it's only beneficial, which it isn't. Sometimes it can work against you by increasing that drawdown significantly. All right, cheers, guys.